morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
All right, so today we're going to start by looking at this globe, right? What do we see on the globe?
The continents.
We see the continents, okay, so we see here is North America. Which one's this one?
South America.
We have
Antarctica.
Africa. What else?
Europe. Asia. Australia.
That's awesome. And we also see our oceans over here, right? So we know our Pacific Ocean is all on this side. Here we have our Atlantic Ocean, our Indian Ocean, our Arctic Ocean, and our Southern Ocean right down here, right? And then Pacific, because it's a globe, so it goes all the way around. What else do we notice on our globe?
There's numbers on it.
There is numbers on our globe right around here. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at how these lines, right, on our globe help us find locations, right? So we know that our map is broken up into north. What do you think would be down here?
South.
South. All right, great job. Over here?
West.
West. And
East.
east. And we always learn that when we write our directions, we know that west and east are facing the right way because they read what? We. It says we.
Oh.
Alright. So, we're going to learn about these lines again and how to use the directions to pinpoint things on our map. So we're going to learn about longitude and latitude. Okay? And when we're done, I'm going to give you 5 longitude and latitudinal coordinates, right? And I'm going to know you've learned about what we've done by getting at least 4 out of those 5 correct. So we have to make sure we pay attention. So we're going to do a PowerPoint today to first talk about our longitude and latitude coordinates. And we're going to do some guided notes with it, okay? I'm also going to go ahead and hand out the activity we're going to do after so that we can practice looking for those coordinates, okay?
Okay.
You're going to follow along with my PowerPoint and we're going to fill in the blanks that we have here. All right, so make sure you have a pencil. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. And here's one for you. All right, guys. Let's look at the first question. All right. So this is global address. Everywhere on Earth has a global address. Go ahead and look at that first blank. It says everywhere on Earth has a
global address.
All right, so go ahead and fill that in. That's that important information right there, global address. It says a global address is written using 2 numbers called, what does that read down here?
Coordinates.
Coordinates, that's right, and that's that next, after the next sentence, we write a global address using 2 numbers. They're called coordinates. All right, give me a thumbs up when you have that written down. Awesome job. So now we're going to look at grid mapping. This tells us which is our latitude and which ones are longitude. So it says global addresses are shown on a grid map. What kind of map?
A grid map.
Go ahead and write grid in your next blank. A grid map has horizontal and vertical lines. Your horizontal lines are going to be called your latitude lines. Everybody say horizontal.
Horizontal
Is latitude.
is latitude.
Now these are our vertical lines. Our vertical lines is going to be our longitude lines. So we know that our vertical lines are?
Longitude.
Longitude lines. Great job. So you see, there we go again. We go over horizontal and we go over vertical. So let's see, horizontal is what again?
Latitude.
And our vertical is?
Longitude.
Great job. So we know that there's an equator, right? The equator is an imaginary line that goes from east to west and from left to right across the earth. It divides the earth into the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So, it says here the prime meridian, right, which is the vertical line that goes from north to south, and the international date line are imaginary lines that run, again, north and south across the earth. These imaginary lines divide the earth into the eastern and the western hemisphere. So while our equator does what? North and
South.
Our prime meridian does east and
West.
Great job. All right, so your next spot, right? It says latitude lines run what?
East to west.
East to west. Go ahead and write that down, please. They are what? What do they run? They run
horizontal.
Horizontal. Great job. They run parallel to the equator. That means your equator is at 0 because it's that median. Fun fact. In, I believe it's Colombia, Colombia stands right in the equator of the earth. And people are able to stand an egg right there in the middle and it won't fall because there's no gravitational pull on the equator. Their toilets also flush differently because of it. All right. So it's parallel, right? That means it's matching. They're all going the same direction. The highest latitude possible is 90 degrees. What is the highest latitude possible?
90 degrees.
90 degrees. All right, time for longitude. What are we looking at now?
Longitude.
Longitude are lines that run north to?
South.
That's right. And they're what? They're
vertical lines.
They're vertical lines. Great job, class. You guys are doing wonderful. So we know that they're parallel to the prime meridian. That's the line that breaks it down the middle into what hemispheres?
East and west.
East and west. Great job. The highest latitude possible for this one is 180 degrees. So now we see the earth kind of broken up into its sections, right? Anything up and to the left of the prime meridian and north is our northwest. Anything south is our southwest, northeast, and southeast. So now when we talk about our map here, right? We can pretend that our prime meridian is always going to be, and our equator is always going to be at what number?
0.
At 0. So here we have 0 here, so that means this right here is our what?
Prime meridian.
And here's our other 0. This right here is going to be our
equator.
Equator. So now I'm going to give you a set of coordinates, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to locate it on the map. Our latitude is always going to be our first number. So we're always going to look at our horizontal lines first. Our second number is always longitude. So then we're going to find our north and south, okay? Our first one's Mr. Sloth. Okay, we need to make sure that we're paying attention. You can't be talking to Dumbo the whole time. Good job, Giovanni, on paying attention during class. You guys are going to write it on your whiteboards and then show me your letter, okay? So we're going to look at 60 south and 120 east. Oh, I'm sorry, that is a correction. 60 south and 120 west. When you have your answer written down, show me your boards. Great job, you're right, it is F, it's right here. I'm gonna go to 60 south, right, because it's south of my equator. And then I'm gonna go over and find 120 east of my prime meridian, right? That is what letter?
F.
F, all right. Let's do 3 more. Let's go ahead and do 30 north. So here's our equator. So am I gonna go down here?
30.
Am I gonna go down here?
No.
No, I'm gonna go to the top one, right? Because it said
North.
north. So I'm gonna go 30 north. And then I'm going to go 180 east. Oh, but look, our question doesn't have a 180 there. It's on the other side. So I guess it's just because it's trying to look at it in the way of a map. So we would go to west in this case because it's how our picture shows here. So what does 30 north and 180 west take us?
J.
J, great job. All right, so now this is where we're going to go in between our lines. It's telling us to go 15 north and 45 west. So here we have 15 north, and here we're gonna go 45. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right, and then we're gonna go see where those two meet in the middle. What letter is that, guys?
D.
D, that's right. One more, last one, and then you guys are gonna be ready to do your assignment, okay? All right. Next is going to be, we're gonna go meet at 0, right? Which is our what?
Equator.
All right, and we're going to go 150 west. We're gonna go to 0 and 150 west. What letter is that?
E.
E, great job, guys. So now remember, for your assessment, you're going to be doing this worksheet, right? You have 5 questions on the bottom. At the top, there's a reminder of your longitude and latitude. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to complete it. Remember, you want to make sure that we get at least 4 out of the 5 correct. That's how I know you learned what we learned today, okay? All right. So here's your assignments. You guys have 15 minutes to do it. You may go ahead and begin. At this time of my lesson, I would walk around and observe, make sure children are working quietly and adequately, answering any questions that they may have. But now we're going to jump in and wrap up. All right, class. So now that we've completed our assignment, we now know how to find longitude and latitude coordinates. Okay? We can remember that our latitude is which lines?
Horizontal.
Our horizontal lines. They're the ones that run parallel to the
Equator.
equator. We know our longitudinal lines are which ones?
Vertical.
There are vertical lines. They're the ones that go top to bottom and follow the prime
Meridian.
meridian. It's very important, right, for us to do longitude and latitude coordinates. What job, what profession might it be important for people to use longitude and latitude for?
A pilot.
A pilot, right? A pilot gets the coordinate. That person comes in, hi pilot, we need you to drive to, and they could say 30 south on the prime meridian, and they're going to know that they're going to fly through in the middle of that ocean, right? That's a great job. It's a very important job to have. There's people who make maps just for this. So then now we know who was able to understand, because we were given 5 different longitudinal and latitude coordinates, and you guys were able to find it on the map. Thank you so much for listening to our lesson today. You guys did a great job.